that jam. I got that Friday feeling. It's Friday Night Pints. We're back. Tonight's episode is delivered by Grubhub. Come grub a pint with us right now and get down for a little quick.
You are lucky. You're lucky Grubhub got here before this show. I was being a real little bitch.
Oh, I could see you being a hangry little bitch.
I haven't eaten all day today. Got a nice lasagna, bought local. What up, John? I'm gonna be honest, it's a spinach lasagna.
I mean, what a fucking loser you are.
I wasn't gonna say it, and then I could see myself. I had a little cream hanging out. I was busted. Red-handed.
What a fucking loser. Who gets spinach lasagna on a Friday night? Yo, man, it's Friday Night Pints. Let's grab some food with the boys and eat some spinach lasagna, you fucking loser.
Yeah. Where's the camera here? Oh, spinach lasagna.
Oh, God. That is disgusting. See, now I'm a real man, John. So I got wings and burgers and quesadillas coming from Rockwell's. Shout out to Rockwell's in Pelham, New York. We're trying to keep them afloat because they got the best fucking wings and quesadillas on the planet. So I'm also ordering local, which you should be doing right now. Keeping all your local favorites afloat during this difficult time. They got exclusive rewards from Grubhub right now so that you can save your local community. Stay safe, support the restaurants you love with contact-free delivery on Grubhub. Do a little hashtag stay in and save. So with Supper for Support every evening, get $10 off your order of $30 or more. So you can save cash while supporting the restaurants you love. For first-time diners, go on Grubhub. Use the promo code FRINIGHTPINTS, F-R-I, Night Pints, to get $7 off your first order of 10 or more. So hashtag stay in and save. And we're doing hashtag grub a pint with us tonight. So if you're doing a little virtual happy hour with us, you got a drink, some food, whatever it may be. Snap a picture of your setup in front of your computer. Boy, I already got the red fucking cheeks from drinking, huh? Yikes.
Well, how long have you been drinking for?
Not too long, but I broke open some red wine. I'm classing it up tonight. So you schleps can have your pints of that swill. I'll be drinking the fine Cabernet over here.
No, I mean I got the Miller Lite, got the low cal, spinach lasagna. I'm good.
Are you suck, dude? Spinach lasagna. I can't even begin to describe how much I hate that.
Pops in the basement.
We got a lot to talk about.
What's up today? Anything happen?
Yeah, seriously, we got a lot to talk about. We come here, we got that Friday feeling. The music starts, we're drinking, we're eating. It's supposed to be all gravy, and now it's going to be nothing but Barstool drama because Dave is fucking flown off the handle. One of the dudes in the crosshairs, your boy Nate Blog, will be on the stream tonight, so you will hear from him. We also have a couple of the most dynamic duos on the goddamn planet. We got Roan and Caleb. We got Nick and KB. I'll be honest, I'm afraid to have Nick and KB on this show.
I love those two motherfuckers.
I love them. They just like dance circles around me though. I can never tell if they're being serious. I don't know whether to laugh. I don't know whether to be. I can't hang with them. They're too good at this.
They're gonna be like. I just have a feeling they're gonna be like sitting in that weird room they had. Like, you know what's awesome about them? That was their request. That didn't just happen. They went apartment hunting and were like, we need a fucking preposterous room. Yeah. And that was like, oh, we don't care about how many bedrooms or bathrooms or anything like that shit. Like, we need a ridiculous door with a weird room that looks like it goes to Narnia or some shit. We're just never gonna tell anyone what's inside it. Like, that was legitimately like they were on Street Easy. That's the fucking first thing. Bizarre room setup.
They're so weird, dude. Did I tell you when I did the movie watch with them? Remember we did that episode of KFC Radio a long time ago, talking about Blippy, the dude who before he was the children's star, he did that shock video where he's shitting his friend's ass. Yeah. Okay, so I was explaining that to them because me and Large were talking about Blippy and kids, and then I explained that whole scene, and they started asking a lot of questions. And I was like, I swear to God, if I see you shitting on this kid tomorrow, we're gonna have a fucking problem. It was entirely too possible with them. So
that was very in Blippy's defense, that was a funny ass video.
It was so good. The Harlem Shake, that was the best Harlem Shake cut I had ever seen. All right, so we will be getting into all the drama. I got to start. I mean, me and you, we've been around for a long time. We've seen every phase of Dave. We've seen all the ups. We've seen all the downs. We've seen when he's happy. We've seen when he's angry. He's angry. And he's sent a couple like warning shots. We've seen like 3 of those emails, and now it's on. Now the Barstool draft has been initiated. If you don't do any work, you get drafted over to his house to basically be his slave and clean up his shit.
Which is so funny though, because it's such a vicious cycle. Because if you get into his house, you will become content. Because he will want you to stay, so you'll stay. And then when you're not on the leash anymore, it'll be back around. And that's why people just never get fired here or anything. It's just,
I know.
That's the way it happens.
The worst place to be at Barstool is the middle. Like you either want to be successful, and then if you're on the chopping block, you're in every video. You're on every radio show. We're gonna talk about you. You become like the most popular person on the fucking roster. So the worst thing you can do is be mediocre. It's like anything in life, you know. You can love me, you can hate me, just don't be indifferent. That's Barstool. You just don't want to be in the middle. But there's definitely a clear divide in old school and new school. Because what did I do today when Dave, he sent that email and then he put somebody on blast? I picked up the phone, I called you, and I was like, red alert, DEFCON 1. Let's make sure we get our blogs up. Let's make sure we get a lot of shit out there. Let's make sure everybody knows that we got new streams that are sponsored. And that's me and you, and we've been here for a fucking decade. And I see Brandon Walker, Marty Mush, and fucking Dana talking on their show about how they're like immune from the draft.
It was like Dana B was considered undraftable. Dude, Kevin, you're not undraftable.
Dude, not only not undraftable, I might be like first pick just to be fucking spiteful. He hates me. There's no rhyme or reason.
That was one of those things where it was. I saw the deep quote, and I always kind of take it with a grain of salt because I was pumping iron, so I didn't really hear it. Maybe it was a little different. Right. So I always try to remain a little like neutral with that. But I saw that and my jaw hit the floor. Like Dana B might be undraftable.
And like Brandon Walker being the voice of reason, being like, no, I think I'm going to put him in the draft. Yeah, he's in the draft. And so are you. And so is him. And so is fucking everybody in this place. Bro, if she has a bad week, Erica Nardini might be opening boxes.
I'm not going to be in the draft.
Yeah. It's like, give me a break, guys. You got to be kidding me. So everybody can catch it right now. But we'll talk about it. And our special guest at the very end of the show tonight is Marc Roberge from OAR, who is Nate's boy. So we'll have both of them coming up at the end of things to talk about it.
I got 2 bones to pick with Marc, by the way.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, 2 separate ones.
I have multiple bones.
We're going to break that fucking chicken wing in half, and we're going to handle both of them.
So we got Marc coming up at the end.
Wishbone,
yeah. I was gonna let it slide, but whatever. Yeah. But first up, let's get our first guest in here. He is a man who does not need to worry about getting drafted because he's one of the most talented guys we got here. Let's bring in Adam.
Don't worry about getting drafted.
Well, yeah, everybody's got to worry, but I think Roan's pretty safe. So let's bring in Adam for Roan right now.
Dude, what the fuck, dude? Don't put that fucking evil on me that I don't have to worry about getting drafted. Are you fucking kidding me? That's how you get me drafted, bro. You're about to get me drafted first round. What is this? Sabotage?
I was trying to be fucking polite, man. I think you're super talented. I wouldn't draft you, but you're right. I mean, Dave could be like, you know what? I don't like rappers from Philadelphia, so you're coming over here.
Dude, I got spooked. I definitely got spooked. I was telling Feidelberg right before, dude. As soon as I got the email, I got the willies, dude. I didn't like any of it.
And you know what, Roan? You should. You should have the willies. You should not like it. You should get a little uncomfortable. We've seen multiple emails from our boss, who's not just our boss. He's a fucking lunatic on top of it. And they're just going completely unchecked. Like nobody's responding. Nobody's blogging anymore. So I don't know, man. I would be nervous that Dave's about to like do something drastic. So you're right. Everyone should be on high alert.
The man is armed to the teeth right now.
He's got swords.
Let's not forget that the man has throwing stars and knives and axes and samurai swords. He's got kind of weapons that probably illegal. He probably
definitely
100%, man.
Do you think that there's any chance that this gets worse than this being like a funny content thing? Because I think that a lot of people at Barstool think that it's kind of like a funny content thing, and they're not worried about like losing their job. Like,
well, here's the thing. I don't want to say, man. I mean, there's no way Dave's gonna watch Friday Night Pints, right? We don't have to worry about this. But I mean, Dave doesn't fire people. He doesn't fire people because he doesn't want that on his conscience. But I think people have been pushing the envelope with Dave Portnoy. That's all I'm saying. So I don't think anyone's losing their job. But if I was even worried if I was on the block, I would start working really fucking hard because at some point somebody's gonna have to do something.
And people might have to lose their jobs. Like, what if this gets really bad and it's just like, well, we have to cut some people. Like,
well, and that's honestly the craziest thing, to be like real for a minute, is like there are plenty of people right now who are out of work. Plenty of people who work hard as fuck, who are super smart, do very well at their job, and they're out of work just because of shitty circumstances. And then you got people here who we're pretty safe, relatively speaking, at least at the moment. And people taking that for granted. People are just dicking around. So
the thing
just
too,
fucking put up your blogs. Just blog. Come on, just fucking blog, guys.
There were when I first started, I remember I was in New York and we were starting Barstool U. And like I'd never met Dave at that point. So I only knew him as like the jokey funny guy. So he'd send me some motherfuck you emails. And I'd be like, oh, classic Dave. And it wouldn't register that he was being serious. But then I met him and I was like, oh, fuck, this is like, that was for real.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone met him now.
Yeah.
Like, we have an office. It wasn't like a satellite office, stuff like that. We're all in the office. Everyone's met him. They know he's not fucking around.
Yeah, I didn't have a healthy level of fear of Dave right away, but I definitely learned it, which is kind of like a bitch thing to say, man to man, like that. I like just fear another dude, but like I do have like a little bit of a healthy
no,
level.
listen, it's totally okay to fear a man who's an absolute fucking wild card lunatic.
No, like for real though, that video he posted today, not the draft video. By the way, I don't think that's a draft.
No, he's not using that term correctly, but whatever.
It's indentured servitude. I think.
Yeah.
But the video he posted before that, where he was just went out, like he's gonna get evicted from his apartment, and then we're all in real trouble. Because do you see the hallway? They're gonna kick him out.
Well, that's also what people are not thinking through here. Is yes, he's mad about blog output. Yes, we're losing sponsorships and things that we need to worry about. Number 3. Homeboy has lost like $1.5 million this week. So like he's a little bit irritable. And that's what people need to remember is that you're not just talking to a regular boss. You're talking to a boss who lost quite a bit of cash in the market these days.
He was hemorrhaging money like a fucking dash in the side of the Titanic.
I mean, every rundown, Ron, we log in and I go like this. I wait for him to pop on the screen, and he's always like, his hair is fucked up, and he's like, ugh, what do we got for the rundown today? I'm like, oh shit, it's been another bad one, hasn't it, dude? So yeah, I just don't understand. I picked up pretty quickly. I feel like by like middle of 2010, I knew the deal with Dave Portnoy, and I don't know whether it's because maybe people don't have as much face to face with him anymore. But I mean, you've been here for a minute, Rome, but still on the new side. But like you said, you fucking get it now, right?
Yeah, because I've been like I've had like conversations where it was clear that there was no shtick and there was no joke about it. That where it was just like, oh shit, this is the real fucking deal. Like, and it's like it's enough to like scare you straight a little bit. It's like scare you straight, but it's like it's not like the fucking like prison guards who are barking at the kids. Like it's not working. Like the kids aren't getting scared. Like it's not. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's like so. What's the next step for like when Dr. Phil has those rowdy teenagers on? When Dr. Phil has Catch Me Outside Girl, and she's just not responding to any of the fucking tactics. What happens next? She
got famous.
Yeah, that's true.
Famous. That's the worst part.
Yeah, honestly,
that's what happens when you go to Dave's place. You just get famous.
You know what? If I was on the chopping block right now, I think I would just be like extra defiant, and I'd become, like we said, you show up at his apartment, you become like the newest, most popular guy on the fucking stream, and that's how you end up doing your work.
Just being an idiot who can't break down boxes or something like that. Like you get famous off just being the box idiot.
Yo, speaking of getting famous, I mean, you should be famous from the dishwasher rap and the latest one. What would you even call that one? What was that freestyle?
It was just kind of me getting embarrassed in my own home for trying to lie on a rap song. You know what I mean?
Absolute fucking fire. I'm getting very sick of every time I open up my Instagram, I either see you or Cal fucking doing something that I wish I could do. So you guys are assholes.
Cal's putting fucking everybody to shame, though.
Yo.
Cal is fucking on a fucking warpath. That
Yeah.
dude is
That's so much work to do that.
So much work. So much work. Yo, we throw together a fucking fake 15-minute game show every night. I'm like, oh boy, we really bit off more than we can chew. He's got to create an entire goddamn song. But I would not sell yourself short, dude. Those last 2 verses you put out were unbelievable.
Dude, thank you. But like that's what makes his shit crazier is that it takes me like several days to write it, think of it, memorize it, and like put it all together. And then he just is coming up with one every single day. He doesn't even have several days to think about the shit.
He's an absolute freak, man. When you put some shit out like that though, do you feel like, do you get like a rap itch? And then like when you put something out, you feel, or when you did your battle or whatever, do you feel like you got, you scratched that, you got that satisfaction?
I think I definitely always have the itch. It's more like I'm trying to not overload people with it to where they get bored, because I'm always doing it and working on it. And I'm not trying to there's only so much that people actually want, and people I got to give them a little bit less than what they actually want.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I give them too much, it's going to be like, all right, dude, what are you trying to do right now?
Yeah. You always want to leave them.
That, you say you're always doing it in your head, right? Where I think the way you described it to me once, I likened it to my friends who are bilingual, who are like, yeah, sometimes in my head I'm just thinking in English, sometimes I'm thinking in Spanish, and it's just that's the way it goes. Are you sometimes just thinking and sometimes just rapping?
Or it's more rhyming than my brain will subconsciously, if I'm in the mode of writing raps, my brain will subconsciously start trying to find rhymes. I'll have a phrase like pizza box in my head, and it'll be meats and socks and I'm just it's trying to figure out what perfect phrase rhymes with that, and I'm not actively trying to do it. It's passively. So maybe it's similar in that way.
I feel like you also have regular brain and rap brain, and you have nice Roan and just fucking mean, nasty motherfucker Roan, where it's I'm always worried that hey Roan, what's up, man? Hey, what's up, dude? And on the inside he's I can make fun of your shirt, I can make fun of your shoes, your hair looks stupid, your face looks dumb, I hate your nose, I hate your eyes. You're just always clocking people.
No, dude, I'll tell you what it is. It's the fact that I'm so aware of all those things about myself that I'm worried that someone's about to bring it up about me, so I can fucking get on your ass first. So I'm always ready to be yeah, well, you have this going on.
I love it, man. Let's bring in your partner in crime right now. Do we have Caleb back there? CP was a last-minute addition. He was questionable on the scouting report. We upgraded him to active. He's not here. Okay, so we'll get.
I watched the Dixie part of the documentary that I guess just got reposted or whatever, but I saw your first rundown KSC with Caleb, and it was so fucking funny. It was
wild.
Just, you guys are just who is this fucking
You know what?
I think to a person, everyone says when they heard no gas, he was hired.
Yeah,
I remember I wasn't on the rundown. I was downstairs in the old Millen office, and like a dog who heard the door open. I was like, no gas. What the hell?
That's all it takes.
That was something that was that was different. That was cool. Guess who's got a job now?
Well,
and Heidelberg, the fact that you went to Florida State and fucking met up with them, or is that's where you guys met, right? At Florida State?
I always get it confused because I did the Dixie tour in the bus, and I did the Grit tour in the bus once, so I forget where was where. We were definitely at FSU once. I just don't know if that's where I first met him. But the Dixie tour was a wild time.
Yeah.
How come you didn't go to one of the stops or something like that? I feel like everybody was going. Hank went down, Big Cat went down, John went down. Everybody
that I feel like that was early marriage years into kid years. I was washed. I was not in Dixie shape. I was not in. I mean, I think I was probably coming off of the last time I was doing that was blackout tour shit, and I was I paid my dues. Someone else has got to go do that shit. I was not ready for that.
Did you go to blackout tours? Did you used to go?
I went to the New York one. We went to all the Irving Plaza ones. We tried to go to the Roseland Ballroom one, but that got shut down. We went up to somewhere upstate, Syracuse or Albany or some shit like that.
That was an empty one.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Man, empty blackouts, sir.
Did they suck?
Yeah,
every blackout was such a test of your anxiety because the college kids wouldn't show up. Every single blackout show, we did not know if people were coming. It didn't matter. Even in like its height of its popularity, I feel like we'd still be like, people might not show up tonight. And it would start at like 9. We'd have doors, and every single night from 9 to 10:50 would be an absolute panic. Like, fuck, I don't think people are coming tonight.
Right.
And then 11 o'clock, 2,000 kids would just bum rush the place. Cops would come, fire departments would come, shut it down.
Wash, repeat. Yep.
Back to Indiana.
Yo, Ron, do you realize the first blackout tours, like one of the early ones, was featuring fucking Avicii?
That's nuts. That doesn't.
Yeah.
It was the very first one.
He was the DJ.
Yes.
That one was a little bit different because it was like we partnered with like Ticketmaster or something. Like Barstool didn't book Avicii, but
Right.
it was technically our first Barstool, our first blackout.
I just remember seeing like the poster and it had all the black light shit, and it was like with how Avicii has that like font that he used, and like at the time we were like, oh yeah, that's like that new DJ, love whatever. And now looking back on it, it's like
the biggest DJ of all time.
Yeah.
The thing that sticks out to me most about that show, because me and Gaz were on the stage for it, his manager or someone close to him, someone in his team, big, short, fat Italian guy, bald. He was wearing those sunglasses that like from like the 90s that were like promoted by like 100-meter dash guys, where they were like this, and they went back over your head.
Oh yeah. That's a flex.
Just a short, fat, bald dude sitting on the stage with a bunch of ecstasy out college kids with those sunglasses on. It was, I think, what? Cargo shorts on.
What I really love reminiscing about the blackout tour is when we were doing it, we were like, it's safe, everyone's just drinking and having a good time, and now we talk about it, it's like everyone was fucking on MDMA.
No,
whatever.
we fucking knew. Yo, we'd have to Zamboni the foam up after blackout foams. We do that shit like Beyonce and her team before the show started. We'd all be there like praying, like, all right, I fucking hope there's not a body down there.
It's wild. Wild times, man. I don't know what ended up happening to your partner in crime, Rowan. But
did you read his blog last night? Beautifully written.
Yeah, he's one of the best bloggers out there, and I think it's like been his coming out party over the last month or so. He's put out some heaters, but when he can take that brain of his and put it into writing, like it's one thing on camera because I mean he's got that awkward weirdness, but when you can put it in writing, so fucking good.
Speaking of his video stuff today, got reposted the Tallahassee video. Shout out my Pike boys. the strongest frat in the world. That's what I was in, bitch.
Yes. Oh, that was your frat?
Of course.
Frat, yeah.
Of course.
I should have known you are one of the strongest guys in the world.
The whole thing is just like fucking dudes in the courtyard where we were like just fucking doing curls and shit. The only time I ever went in that courtyard was we had Pikes of the Caribbean party, and I was building the fucking ship because I was a pledge.
Oh
curling the ship together, dude. Just fucking squatting it into place.
Do you know how I know that Pike is like the biggest douchebag association in the world? Feidelberg is admittedly like he looks at pictures of himself, he reminisces about himself, and he's like, "Oh my god, I was the biggest asshole in the world." And he was like, "Yo, fuck this frat. You guys are like, this is too much." That's how I know they're the biggest.
I left the whole school. To be fair, I left the whole school. I didn't just leave the frat. But I'm so not a Pike guy now that when we were there for the Dixie tour, the kids in the frat were like, "Bull fucking shit, you were in this frat," and I had to show them my picture on the wall.
Nuh-uh. They're like, you're wearing sleeves. What's the deal?
Like, yeah, right. I'm like, dude. Like, I mean, I know, I get it. I don't fault you for your doubts here, but like, and they're like, all right, come show me the picture.
And you did?
Yeah, we took it, and it was actually, I think I have it on my Instagram or something like that. It was like that weekend. There were 2 pictures tweeted of me. One where I'm like I look ridiculous, and then one which is like my frat composite. And there's 2 side by side of what like Blackout Tour and Dixie Tour did to me.
Not great. Not good. Nobody wants that.
Dude, like seeing your basement with all the pictures and like hearing you tell the stories with all the your garage with all the pictures. It was like the end of Big Fish. when you like find out that like all the legends are like actually true. Like there's like a picture to each story. It's just like it made like because you're such a naturally good storyteller, but it made like all of it like the fact that there was like something tangible to each story made it all like that much fucking sicker. Like it was like, oh my God, it made me wish I had more like pictures of events in my life.
Big Fish is a fucking fire reference, and that's exactly what Final. I actually thought it would have happened at your funeral, much like in Big Fish, but I guess we'll just do it on the video in the basement. But yeah, listen, it's all true. Look at this. Of course it's true. Look at this fucking weirdo. You think you can just have this if he has like a normal life? I don't think so.
I don't know Big Fish, so I don't understand the reference, but it sounds like you guys are saying nice things. So
no, it is. Big Fish is like the best storyteller in the world. His son never believed it. He thought he was telling tall tales his whole life. And then when he kicks the bucket, everybody shows up at his funeral, and he's like, "Oh, he was telling the truth the whole time." So I just got to kill you, and then we can do that.
Let's lock it in.
Let's. We didn't have CP, but my plan was to have Nick and KB show down with two of the other biggest weirdos at Barstool. So let's bring in Nick and KB. Rowan, you're going to have to hold it down solo right now.
We get smoked.
Oh, are you solo too? Where's your weird partner in crime? He's doing this on purpose. See, I never know. I can't tell. Is he doing this on purpose or not?
Yes.
Yeah, see, I mean, it's just like...
Yes.
Damn it. I knew they were going to do this shit. They're not going to turn their mics on the whole time, are they? They're going to do this the whole time. Yeah, I know it. I knew it.
Are we on?
Oh, hey,
There you go. Unbelievable.
Yeah, we did not.
When you went running by.
You're in the perfect spot though, because like whether it was a joke or not, it's fucking hilarious. Like,
yeah, we make a lot of mistakes, and
people just think they're bits and jokes.
Our first episode of Anus, it looks like somebody smeared Vaseline on the lens, and like our first comment was like, "These guys, I can't believe
they purposely made it blurry."
I mean, Rowan, I would say that you and Caleb were like, oh, there's like the wacky duo, and then these two guys came along, and they make you guys look like fucking choir boys.
Yeah, we do.
We're for a whack job. He's aging.
We actually were choir boys, though. We were.
That's true. I saw, you were your second sport was being an altar boy, Nick. I saw that. So you're a two-sport athlete.
Damn good at it.
Zero hyperbole. That was a sport for him.
Yeah, it was. They worked me out well. We just got our dinner here. We just got 2 orders of spinach lasagna, actually.
You told me to get it. I would never get that.
You know, we're drinking with the fellas. Nothing hits the spot like beer and spinach lasagna.
Support your local businesses, man. Stay in and save. Go to Grubhub.
Show us the glass.
You guys are such assholes. What even are those? What are those? Those are beer.
Brews.
Just a couple buckets of beer, man. All right, Rowan, I'm gonna kick you off. Say goodbye to the people, and we'll catch you next time. All right, bro. Good work. Good looking out. Let's just keep it with these two. I got to focus on these two morons because I can't even be distracted when I'm trying to keep up with you guys. When you guys look at someone like me, I feel like you just salivate almost at the thought of being able to run circles around me and like, okay, boomerang me to death.
I can't speak for KB, but I'm filled with rage whenever I see you. I'm just like, this guy is so confident, so happy, and he has no reason to be.
Yeah, you're too happy. It infuriates me, Kevin.
Do you guys? This is a serious question again here. Do you get jealous of people who think normally? Like I could never in a million years like think like your brain's thinking. I'm so jealous of it. Are you like, oh, I wish I could just be regular for a night?
Almost constantly. I don't sleep well. I don't form long-term relationships. Parents hate it when the holidays come around and I come home.
All right, well, maybe you're more regular than I thought.
Yeah, that fits right in with the Feidelberg message. So you guys, how long have you guys actually known each other?
We honestly,
We went to the same school since kindergarten, but we didn't really know each other. Like, I knew who Nick was, but we didn't speak to one another.
I didn't even have his phone number until I had an interview at Barstool.
Yeah, we just like communicated through Twitter DMs.
Mm-hmm.
So did you guys hate each other at one point?
No,
Yeah.
never that. Well, he was a loser.
I was a loser. Thank you for using past tense, though. That's really cool of you.
Nick, were you filled with rage, as you said, when KB got a job at Barstool and you were just, I don't even know what you were doing before this?
Well, no, Nick was a nobody.
Yeah.
When I got,
You put him on?
He built his brand fast. He was, over the course of the last year and a half, probably,
That's fair. Yeah.
he started getting big on.
I saw that somebody like KB could do it.
It's not hard, and I will preach that until my death. It is not hard. You just
Dude,
gotta.
maybe. You tweeted the other day your what was it, like 2013 tweets or something like that? The fact that you go back and look at that shit is some of the bravest things I've ever seen.
It was rough. Like,
And then to put it out there, you know, you could just look at it and never tell the world about it, but you just give us that gift. It's unbelievable.
Bad. Like, I was tweeting much worse. I was tweeting in like slang, for the lack of a better.
This is a defense mechanism, because imagine if one of us dug up those tweets. He got ahead of it, and I think that's brilliant.
Right.
I mean, it was like, boy, this new Taylor Swift song's really nice.
Yeah. I would tweet like a thought that you wouldn't even speak out loud to anyone. Like, Flight was a decent movie.
There was one. It was like, does anybody know of any good movies? Well, yeah, Kyle. Everybody. Yes.
Yeah.
I think one was Christmas music is good or something like that.
It was.
How brave.
It was.
How brave. 90% of his tweets could be solved with a, are you guys sponsored by Google or Bing? Do I have to say one or the other? Every one of his tweets could be sponsored by a Bing search. You could ask Jeeves any of his tweets.
You know, the other day,
The sad part is I was so desperate just to get a response, and I got 0 likes, 0 replies. And that's all I had. I didn't have friends.
No.
and
Now at least I have that.
everyone could have replied. Everyone could have been like, "Yeah, this is a good movie. Here you go." Or, you know what? I like this song. Just like, no, not worth it. Dude, you mentioned Bing, and for a blog the other day, I was trying to say Bing, but I couldn't think of the word. So I was Googling Google, but begins with a B. It wouldn't tell me.
Yeah, big competitor.
Yeah, no way.
Forget about Bing.
I was looking. I was like, bingo, boing. I was right there.
Boing.
It wouldn't take me home.
Some sort of onomatopoeia. Yeah.
So when we watched
our drinks, boys.
when we watched National Treasure the other night,
They're frozen. Oh, back.
When we watched National Treasure the next day, Large and I did Podfathers, and he told me how wildly uncomfortable he was the entire stream. Did you guys pick up on that?
No.
I
just feel like that's
how most people act
just
around us.
Yeah, he was like, I've never been, and this is a guy, you know, he's had many years on Wall Street. He's been a blogger forever. He's had a lot of worldly experiences, and he was like, I've never been more uncomfortable in my life than watching a movie with those two guys.
And honestly, our movie stopped playing about 5 minutes in.
We were not watching anything.
We IMDb the synopsis,
to watch.
and we were nodding along when you guys did. I remember at one point in time, I thought our cover was busted because I was like, "Oh, the Declaration of Independence," and it was already like 78 minutes into the movie.
Transcription, like the PDF transcription of the film, just to like have like quotes readily available.
Oh man,
Good movie though.
How about what's that?
You said National Treasure doesn't hold up.
No. The beginning doesn't. The first like 30 minutes are the worst movie, worst 30 minutes of any movie I've ever seen. I did not remember that.
We didn't even make it to the title card, so I'll take your word for it.
Fights, as we were watching, Ken Jack kept changing his background, and one of the go-to backgrounds was KB's infamous Vine from back in the day. The
Which I still don't know is you, KB.
with the fucking dick out.
So there's a storyline. So I started tweeting just general thoughts that got no love.
They didn't.
Let alone like or even hate. I was like searching for anything. And then I resorted to being nude. Just to get like 12 likes. And
That's generally the trajectory of internet fame. Where you're like, I'll try and get favorite clothes on. Fuck it, casting couch it is.
When is the Nick and KB OnlyFans start? Because I'll fucking subscribe.
we have comically small penises.
We do. Mine's due to I don't wear underwear. And so
his is like due to like a natural causes. Mine was small.
My penis is like 84% callous at this point. Like,
yours isn't that small.
Fights, if you were to hypothetically,
his isn't small.
If you were it's disgusting.
It's just disgusting.
Fights, if you were to hypothetically give me a hand job, it would feel like you just shook hands with a lifelong day laborer. It's just covered in callus.
Feels like jerking off a big toe.
Yeah, you were just like, did I just shake hands with a minor? A coal miner, not an age miner.
Yeah, not like a child.
when you were, I'm gonna try to even. I can't even like actually ask you guys real questions. When you were making that Vine, and then when you put it out, were you like nailed it? Like this is it?
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
So how many takes did it take? Like, was there ever like a sliver of butthole that was like showing?
It took me hours, closer to a day than the 0 day.
And then how did that resurface? Was that you getting out in front of that again, or was that like Nick sabotaging you?
Well, I posted it on Vine, and Vine got deleted.
Roan, right?
Saved it, and
yeah, Roan was the one who got it back out there, like mainstream, right?
I think it might have just been him.
He actually had to lower the thermostat to make sure nothing flopped out during the filming of that.
Soften up.
All right, you idiots. I'm gonna bring in K Marco to break down all this this Barstool drama. But
we're living in. I am horrified. I am like the newest hire.
I was gonna say, are you guys? Do you think you're good? Do you think that you can be drafted?
No.
I think I'm just like if Ethan took a semester of college, that would be me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in constant fear. I am on edge, so nothing really new. But
right. You're a pro at this. You've been doing this for a long time now. Yeah.
I'm a real jittery guy as is.
Well, we have the editor-in-chief here now. Keith, would you say that KB and Nick are safe?
Safe from what?
Being drafted.
I didn't see Nick do anything today.
We have been filming since 7 a.m. the Brandon Walker biopic.
Since yesterday.
2
days.
Yeah, we've been doing that.
Okay. That's fine. That's why
like an 8-page script. We hired a child actor,
like a literal 5-year-old actor,
an actual boy.
He's pathetic. He sucks.
What act? And stuff.
But yeah, we're gonna get him up dirty, trying to make him into.
We honestly just slung mud at a boy today.
It was an awkward.
No, I get it.
We had to tell his dad that we have to get your son a little dirtier.
Listen, your son.
We have to cover him in soil.
Now you're a poor family. We get it. Your boy's dirty, but he's not dirty enough.
Like he needed a Kool-Aid.
Go eat your fucking spinach lasagna. Let me see those beers one more time. Let me grub your pint. Thank you, boys, for coming. We appreciate it. Go do whatever it is that you fucking do.
Nice seeing you, Keith. Text me later, pal.
Shoot him a text.
Shoot me a text.
All right, Keith. Come back down to planet Earth now.
I did I wellness checked those guys a few nights ago, and it must have been a 2-hour conversation.
I mean,
we just like made up a story. Like I would text them a joke, and they would add on to it, and it turned into this like novel about. We can't say what it's about, but it was graphic. It's illegal. It was illegal. Yeah.
What are you thinking right now? I mean, a lot of drama today. Popped off. It's been bubbling. It's been brewing. It's been on the horizon for a while now. And I mean, you know better than anybody the blog stats and whatever. What's your thought on the Barstool draft, which is definitely not a draft, but whatever. All this drama.
The blog stats are great. Every month is like a record month. Like there's no problem with the stats. Our traffic, especially with quarantine, it's crazy because everyone's at home.
Right.
Like my job is, I thought I'd get a little break. Like I thought I'd be able to just blog more, but it's been like at least 2x more work. Like and I'm not complaining. It's kept me busy. I love it, but it's like way more work because it's like there's a lot of shit going on and traffic is crazy. It's more of just a work ethic thing. Like that's Dave's main focus is. That's what I tend to focus on is like, okay, the web traffic is great, but like individually, are you like? I hate when people take it for granted. Yeah. It's just like I personally hate it on principle.
All right, but let me play devil's advocate, or at least put out some of what I would be thinking if I was like newer or younger. I mean, the world has stopped. There's not as much material as usual, and me, you, John, Dan, Dave, especially Dan and Dave, they can do literally anything, and it's getting views, it's getting hits, it's getting clicks, whatever. It's not, as easy for someone else to just go out there and throw some shit against the wall. I think that sometimes we preach quality, and then other times we preach quantity, and sometimes I think if you're new, you might be like, well, I don't know what the fuck it is. What should I be doing?
It's pretty clear that the focus is quantity right now. I mean, you have to read the tea leaves. Like, from the end of the year meeting through today, it's been quantity. And like, right. I won't post like a absolute piece of shit garbage blog. Like there is a line, like I deleted a few today, but the bar is a little lower because like you can get away with more. It's not like the most top quality stuff getting out, but you have to save something. I'll decide if it's good enough to go out, but you have to put it in there.
That's what I texted you as soon as we got that email Tuesday, the first one or second one, I forget. And I was like, oh boy, sucks to be you today, because I figured you're gonna be inundated with blogs to edit. And then no one even saved anything after that. That was crazy town.
That's how the whole thing started. Every time a Dave email goes out or a tweet or whatever, I brace myself because it's going to be a shitty day. Because all of a sudden,
and for people who don't know, that means because they're going to be saving drafts, and then Keith decides if they can go on the site. So he's the gatekeeper. So you think when your boss says everybody blog that he's going to be flooded, and you've got nothing.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people. The basics are that like you guys and all the veterans like post on their own. There's like at this point 17 or 18 people that go through me, and I don't have to like edit all of them, but the like 9 or 10 new guys I have to actually like edit and format because they get everything wrong. But long story short, people just aren't writing. They're just not working. Like there are some people that their only job, you guys do 10 jobs each. Like I do like 6 jobs each, like on a normal day. These guys' only job right now is to write a blog and save it. And they didn't do it. You saw my text with Ethan, right?
Yeah. So one month trial, Ethan is he's on the chopping block.
Real quick is like from what you're saying is like you don't have to put out a monster page view blog. You have to show me and Dave that you are like working at a job that you're getting a direct deposit every 2 weeks for. Just like prove you're working. Just work.
Well, when you said to Ethan like, what did you do today? And he said, well, woke up at 12:30. Like, well, we probably shouldn't have said that. We probably should have lied about that one, pal. Maybe come up with a 9:30 a.m. start.
That thread was so because I'll joke about like people, like I'll joke about people working, but at the same time, I feel like at Barstool, everyone thinks they're working incredibly hard no matter what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And it's probably that way at every job, but this is the only job I've ever had, so this is the one I can speak for. But like everyone's like, I've been grinding, and I don't know. People do things that I don't know about. I do things people don't know about. So I've never like, no, you're not, because you might be doing something. But when you're just straight up like 12:30, I woke up today.
You should have seen my face. The only way you could top the face I made was later on in the conversation when he said, "What did he say?" Oh, he didn't know blogging was time sensitive. But before that, that's why I always ask. I don't know what everyone's doing. I always ask. I never yell at anyone. I always ask, well, now it's, were you in the hospital today? Were you sick? Were you filming or recording something? Because like Nick and like that's a perfectly fine answer. You can't blog because you're filming something. That's totally fine. If your answer is woke up at 12:30, went to the grocery store because my mom doesn't want to touch stuff. Like, dude, fucking lie to me. Lie. Say something. I don't.
I mean, I wrote a 10-page blog and it got deleted. I don't know. Say anything other than I woke up at 12:30 and went to the grocery store.
It's so easy to lie, especially now. I would believe so much. Say someone's sick. Say something happened. Say you had a panic attack. I would take anything. I am so soft on for that tweet to go up, for that to be posted publicly. You know that they ran through 10 chances before that. I may seem like a dick online, but I am almost too soft on these guys. I am so nice. I spend hours like writing them emails on how to improve and to do this and that. Big T, I wrote him one of those emails and he responded. He's trying hard. Ethan had used up at least 12 chances, and that is what he decided to text me. I was fucking flabbergasted.
Well, also, I mean, this is Ethan's
the word flabbergasted.
This is Ethan's MO. Ethan did this over the winter break too. He told Dan, anything you need, I got this. I'm going to crush this winter break. And then he didn't write a single blog the whole time for a month. He didn't write a blog in 1 month. So
like, I've never felt disrespected. That's like an adult word to use. Like I've never felt that I was even like at a place where I could be disrespected by like an employee. I felt like what I tweeted, I hate to use the past thing. Like we used it too much. But Kevin and John, how long have we remember what our lives were like? Like how we fucking grinded, like our phone under our pillow. We didn't sleep because we thought Dave would fire us if we missed something. And we did 15 blogs a day. Like I hate to hang on to that, but we did that. Like we worked so fucking hard to get it.
But honestly, you know what the difference was? Like, we felt we had to and Dave was gonna fire us and all that shit. But honestly, when it boils down to it, we wanted to. I wanted to blog. I wanted to be the first person to put it up. I wanted to break that story. I wanted to be the funniest. And if you don't have that drive, you don't have that drive. I mean,
that's why I get mad when Dave does those emails because I think people will start doing it. And I'm like, well, fuck. Like, what if I get beaten to a story? That's because now that we're not going into the office and stuff, there's a lot more time for us to blog. And so like I'm kind of back in blog mode, at least in the mornings. And I'm like, fuck. Like, what if someone new beats me to a blog that I knew could be funnier? I'm going to post it anyway, to be totally honest. But still, I'd like to have it up there first.
Yeah, but also, I mean...
That's why the time-sensitive thing is so funny. There are, like, two incredibly time-sensitive things in this world. One is CPR, and two is blogging.
Blogging, yeah.
That's like the second most time-sensitive thing.
He wasn't talking about a story. There are time-sensitive stories. He's talking about the idea of his job. Time-sensitive. I guess technically it's sensitive to work time. You should work in it. But that's like John, there's two separate things here. One is what you guys are saying, like you wanted to do it. He, like I would imagine, since he's here and he was working for free on a trial basis, wanted to be here. If you don't want to, you can leave. So there's that. And then there's like the entitlement and the fact that like he keeps telling me, he keeps giving these great apologies. And every time I believe it, he keeps saying, I'll do better. I'm trying. I'm sorry. And then like, look at his response. He did not give a shit. He didn't understand. He said he woke up at 12:30. It's a fucking weekday. He doesn't care. Like, you have this chance. Dave's not wrong when he says 1 million people want to work here. Everyone wants to work here. It's literally a fucking privilege to have a chance. You write anything and I'll post it. I'll post anything you write. You have that chance and you just don't fucking care at all. Like people.
You know what I think people forget, and maybe this is a tactic that I feel like people respond to followers, right? You see how many followers you have on your account. You see how many followers other people have. You know you have a bigger audience. I think if maybe people were a little more aware of how many fucking eyeballs you get when you post something on Barstool Sports, like it's the biggest tool in the fucking world that 1 month Ethan has at his disposal and just is like, maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't. It's like having, an Instagram account with millions of followers and being like, I'm not going to post. I don't need to post. So maybe if they saw that, I don't know. But I feel like your boy Nate was at the center of this whole thing. Let's bring Nate Blog in because
that was bullshit.
He caught some I don't know. Are they ricochet shots? Are they direct shots? Is he taking shrapnel? What's up, Nate? How we doing, man?
Nate, I'll start for you.
Thanks to Grubhub for having us.
I got my spare.
Today was a day. Hello, Keith. Hello, John. Hello, Kevin. Today was a day, man. What's up?
Let me start for you because you're going to be too political. You can't say anything. Let me just say that was very unfair to Nate. I'm not surprised. Dave can do whatever he wants. He was using Nate as an example. But if there's one thing, and I have plenty of bad things to say about Nate, John, just check our text chain. There's one thing I can say is that Nate is he blogs and he's in the top 5. The Periscope was bad optics for sure, but Nate blogs. Nate does do that.
I'll say this about I didn't love that message because, like I said, Dave can open his mail and get 250,000 people. Dan can run a horse race and get 250,000 people. Not everybody else can do that, and you got to start somewhere. So right. I would not have done that because I think that discourages people from trying. But what you should do is make sure all your blogs are in a row, and then go live and try your side projects, which is, it sounds like, what Nate was doing. So
I'm not mad at him because I'm
sure he'll be relieved to hear that.
I was gonna say now let's just.
I'm gonna call him.
We helped you out here, so let's not say anything too stupid now, Nate. Okay.
Well, okay. First of all, having me on at the end after 4 beers is not the nice thing you guys did.
Okay.
But
You're good.
I think he wanted me to go spider monkey and be like, you don't think I'm working? Well, look who's really not working, and just go fucking bananas on everybody to get everybody all up in a tizzy, because that is the Dave Portnoy, recipe for success, is fighting and wars and inner office drama. And I think he wanted me to blow a gasket. I panicked at first. Obviously the boss is calling you out for your shitty Periscope on your roof. I've been doing it every day. It's I leave my apartment once a day for 25, 30 minutes. And I realized, oh, well, I might as well make content while I'm outside of my apartment. They're saying, try new things, do different stuff, this, that, see what works, see what doesn't. If I'm going to be outside anyway, might as well Periscope it. I used to Periscope every night. I mean, I was the first person at Barstool to Periscope Nate at night way back in the day. So I brought it back. And Dave needed a scapegoat. He needed somebody to yell at. And for 7 years, 7.5 years now, whatever it is, I've been that guy. I have taken the lashings. I mean, other people as well, but obviously everybody. But I think I'm pretty okay with it at this point. And you know what? He doesn't want me to Periscope. He wants me to blog. I will sit here and blog. And he's the boss.
I mean, that's the message right there.
Are you asking to be called upon?
Yeah, he is.
I wanted to let Nate finish. I didn't want to be rude. But the thing about Kevin, I completely agree with you. And that was my first thought, is that anyone else, we were directly encouraged to do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that Nate, you don't really have an excuse anymore, because you have 7 or 8 years of that you will be the scapegoat. You'll be treated differently and bullied and shit on. So you have to just live your life at a certain point.
Also, to be fair, I've heard many times, and I know you probably don't want to hear this, Nate, but he's just never going to give you the green light on video. He just wants you to write because you're a good writer. So, should you be able to just go live on your Periscope? Yes. But right now, I would just put my head down and blog like a motherfucker.
Right, and it's not even worth standing up for myself. We all, this is a little inside baseball. We all can see how many blogs are going out from every single author that works for Barstool Sports every day. So I sent a couple texts are people mad at me that now everybody is under wrath from Dave and stuff? And the general answer was no, people who haven't been working should be scared out of their mind. And people that have been working are just going to work harder. And that's just a good thing. We need it. We've gotten emails from the CEO to the entire company saying work harder. And we have people like Ethan waking up at noon to go to the grocery store.
12:30.
So it's Kevin, I completely agree, and I'm so glad you put it the way you put it. When we were doing it, we wanted to do it. It was that was what our life was. We loved doing it, and that's what we want to do. We should have a minor league system where when you're hired, you have to grind it out in the minor leagues, and maybe it's on Barstool3.com or whatever, AAABarstool.com, where you just have to prove that you want it and you can do it, because otherwise you're just.
Yeah, but honestly, I hear you. But the thing is, they just give you the keys and let you rock on the real site. So you should just fucking do that. You don't even have to worry about it. I know. Nate, listen. It's Friday night. It's Friday night pints. Grubhub's sending us food. Everybody's
we were supposed to eat it. I've been eating.
Yeah, listen. My food's still on the way. Rockwell's is delivering it as we speak.
I got the same dish as KB and Nick. We all got finished.
Can I say Kevin, one more point?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to suck our dicks a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
Please.
Zucchini.
What are you, a spin instructor?
One thing I learned out now. Go watch it.
Yeah. How did we get our jobs, Kevin? We did a fucking 3-month writing contest against 600, 700 people. Every day we blogged like we would be on Barstool just for the chance for Dave to notice it. And it worked out. Now you have people come in that are like, Dave thinks like their feet are big one day, or like you just get hired off the street and get access to the blog. If you have that chance, if you didn't have to do what we did and you get hired like that, you should fucking blog and not wake up at 12:30. Like you have a chance. You have people. You have to understand how big employment's at 10%. Unemployment. Employment's at 9. Unemployment's at 10.
No, it's a privilege right now, man, and anybody squandering it is fucking crazy. So listen to your editor in chief, Keith. Wait, hang on, Nate. Hang on. Settle.
Wait.
Keith, you go have yourself, I'm sure, a fancy cocktail. I'm sure you'll be up till what, 8 a.m. tonight?
I don't drink, Kevin.
Wow. I'm trying to keep up with the brand. You're gonna go tell people how to make fancy cocktails using the Barstool book, right?
Yeah, Barstool book of drinks on sale. Grubhub delivered me this food. That's it, right?
All right. Have a good one, bro. Good night. And we're gonna bring in our guest of the night. Marc Roberge from Upper Revolution, OAR, is here. That's Nate's boy. What's up, Mark? There he is.
Yes.
How you doing, dude?
What's up, gentlemen? How are you? Good to see you.
Now,
How was it sitting through that?
Yeah.
That was good. I've learned a lot. Apparently, Ethan's in deep shit.
Well, let me ask you this.
As soon as the text that Mark was here, I was like, what is Mark thinking right now while we just bitch about coworkers?
You know what, though? Here's the thing. Mark, I mean, being in your position, right? It's a fucking grind. Like, and there's so much competition, right? And you're lucky enough to have one single go big or whatever it is that makes you pop, and then you gotta grab it and run with it. And I don't know, some people just have that gene, and some people don't. I'd imagine in the music industry, it's more important than in any other, right?
Shit, man. I mean, you got to look at it like this. You start doing a job that is like wishful thinking. Okay, I'm going to be in a band one day. You're in the garage or in the basement. And then you put out a song and does well. That happens 1 in a billion if you have a song do well. Then you're like, well, I better get another one. And then you get another one. And then your odds are just diminishing. Boom, every single time. So over the years, you just learn to really, really, really appreciate it. I mean, beyond. So, it's almost like it's getting slapped in the face all the time saying, wake up, look how good you got it,
Speaking of, how are things right now? Your family's good? Everybody's all right?
Yeah, thankfully. I know I've been texting with you, and we got to a point now where the whole house is up and running. We're kind of learning to function a little bit, teaching the kids what I can teach them.
Are you like up studying for that? How old are your kids?
So I got a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, who actually almost 8, and a 3-year-old. So I am sitting next to these kids and going through school. One of them is on his own. He's like very tech savvy, so he's on his own. But one of them, I'm just kind of in the trenches with, trying to make it count, and it's challenging. I got to be honest, it's challenging.
Dude, I think that's why I'm never gonna have kids. There are a lot of reasons I shouldn't, but I won't. Is because I don't want to learn shit again. I know what I need to know, and that's enough. I don't want to learn like new maths, and I have to relearn everything to do homework with them.
The way they're doing new math and that shit. I mean, Mark, could you even do it if you needed to?
They're drawing pictures to do math. They got boxes and it's divided. There's all these rules. And if I took you don't want to have kids. If I took you in the room right now, you would have all kinds of reasons. The noise. the noise.
Number one. Well, there's a lot of number one too.
The way he says the noise. The
shaming of when I fall out of my room at 8:15 and my kid's sitting on the couch at 7 looking at his watch like, where the fuck have you been for an hour and 15 minutes? He's hungry, hasn't eaten anything. Oh my God.
Are they old enough to realize like dad's a fucking awesome motherfucker? Dad's a rock star. Dad has classics, or are they just like they're still not there yet?
We have my 10-year-old is absolutely at the stage where he's starting to put 2 and 2 together. We'll be in the street and somebody I'll have a chat with somebody in the street, and when we're walking away, he's not looking at me like, wow, that was cool, but he has so many questions about why this person wanted to talk to you. I mean, what have you done that made this guy happy? What could you possibly have fucking done?
You don't even make good eggs. What is this guy impressed by?
Yeah, exactly. So it's, you know, it's that kind of vibe. But at the end of the day, like when we do something really fun and we're on a stage and we got the whole noise thing happening, they do put it together that, you know, maybe this is a fun job that they feel lucky sometimes, you know.
Well, speaking of feeling lucky and being on stage, you brought Nate Dogg up on stage to rock that Tambo, like a summer or two ago? I mean, Nate, that's got to be bucket list moment for like #1 for you, huh?
Well, and you're forgetting the time that I blacked out, fell asleep on the tour bus, tried to smoke shrooms, and then woke up in North Carolina.
You tried to smoke shrooms?
And a Q-tip. He tried to smoke a Q-tip. I walk into the back lounge and I see him with a lighter and a Q-tip, and he's doing this, and I'm like, I don't think that's gonna work, Nate.
What?
And you don't remember? It wasn't. You can't smoke a Q-tip.
Oh man, how fucked up were you, Nate? Jesus Christ!
I mean,
Am
look, that's their bit. Is they're like, let's see how fucked up we can get them and see if we can get them on the road to North Carolina. I woke up in Raleigh, North Carolina, with like fucking Jerry DePizzo blowing his saxophone in my ear. Like, what the hell is going on right now?
What a good sport you were, man. I mean, what happened was we were in New York. We're outside the venue. It's late. It's getting later. Nate's there. He's saying, I'm coming with you on tour. The band huddles in the back lounge. We're like, do we want this fucking guy on tour or not? And they say, yeah, I think he's fun. And he went with it. He woke up literally the next day, did not know where he was, had no idea where he was.
Now, and also, like, to paint the picture, you know, you guys are all a little bit older, family men. Like, is OAR still like raging, or is Nate just coming in way too hot?
No. Like we want to have a good time. We know for a fact that we got this fun job. We take it very, very seriously, but we love to have fun. We're out there to have a good time, and we balance it out. We take good care of ourselves, or we are serious about our health and everything like that. But we also enjoy our time on the road. And Nate adds people like Nate adds something when he's around us. He makes us we have a great time. He's a very smart person, very fun, and we talk about things, and we enjoyed having him on the road. He's been out a bunch of times hanging with us.
The California trip was dope. I flew into Oregon.
I love it. I love it how you're just like, oh yeah, this trip, that trip, whatever, you know.
It was great. I flew into Oregon. We took the bus down. We stopped in wine country, Mountain Winery. We almost died that night. I don't know if I've told that story. Our bus skidded sideways down the entire mountain, and the bus driver was like, yeah, we were an inch from just going over. Like Mark doesn't like talking about it, I don't think.
Oh my God, Kevin, John, I've never even spoken about this story before. I called my wife and the next morning, and I mean, we are driving along, and this bus starts to slide. Now, this venue, you go down a mountain for real. It was never meant to have trucks and buses on it. It's a dirt/asphalt situation. We start to slide, and you know, in a dream when you're falling and you wake up like an Inception, the kick. Yeah. It was like that, and we were absolutely about to go over, and sadly. And a week later, a bus did go over, and they did lose somebody. So Nate was there, and man, we righted that ship. And the next day at the catering, the drivers are all sitting there, and another one of our. So we have a lead driver, and then the guy behind him, and the guy behind him. They're all watching each other. The next day, one of our drivers comes in and sits down at the table and goes, "Hey, did your driver tell you how you almost went over the mountain?" And our driver, I mean, white as a ghost, just like, oh my God, it was close. So Nate's, you know, that wasn't fun, Nate, but he mostly brings fun.
What if they were like, you know, what if the driver was like, you know, I accounted for everything, but there was an extra like 150 pounds that we just didn't see coming.
I mean, and that would make sense in this whole conversation you guys have had this session would be like Nate would get shit for that. Somehow it falls on Nate.
So if I was responsible for the death of OAR, fuck.
Hey, I'll tell you what, it would have been a lot of blog hits, Nate. It would have been
I'd write that blog. I'd write Nate killed OAR.
Silver lining, buddy. Silver lining.
I wanted to ask you. I don't think I've ever asked you this. With obviously the massive success of Crazy Game of Poker, and my guy Nate here being the poker shark that he is, do you throw those cards around, Mark? You play?
Yeah, so I was lucky enough. I grew up my mom's from Atlantic City, like born and raised, went to AC High, like the whole nine. And when the casinos came in, her father, my grandfather, who used to run like a laundromat, lost the laundromat, but then started dealing cards at the casino. So I kind of grew up in this world where every upstairs in their little house, they had all the cards with the holes punched in them that he would bring home, and all the chips with the holes in them, and he would bring them home, and we just collected these stacks and stacks of very vintage and beautiful like cards and chips. So growing up, we always had an appreciation for card games. And I was a blackjack player. Like when I used to lose all my money and stay up late playing cards, it was blackjack. Once the song became successful, I thought it might be in my best interest to know what the fuck I was talking about in poker a little bit, just in case any fucking guys like you ever ask me this question. So yeah, I can sit, but I don't think I can play like Nate. I mean, I've seen him compete, and I know that he's at a level where I'm not at.
How you doing? Can you even get your fix? I guess online poker is the move right now.
You know, I learned my lesson on those. I would lose cash on that. And I'm now just basically at the point where when we're touring around, we play at a lot of random ass casinos across the country. And I don't have the patience to sit anymore. I'm still, again, always finding myself at blackjack just for the quick fix. And also, I didn't even play for so many years because I was losing some real money for a minute, and I was so bad at it. Like I just wasn't even good. That now I'm finally at the point where the boys all look at each other and go, "Hey, you guys want to take like your parents would do, like, hey, we're going to take $100 and we're going to go in and we're going to spend it. And if we lose it, we're leaving."
Right.
That's where I'm at right now.
Are you still playing right now, Nate? Can you get your online fix?
A little bit. I was playing. I've lost a bit of money, but I enjoy it. You know, you need. It's my only vice. Well, now I'm drinking a ton, so I guess I have two vices now. But it's my only real vice. So I'm playing a bit, doing okay. I've lost a bunch, but I don't care that much. Whatever. We're in a fucking quarantine. Money doesn't exist. So.
Nothing matters. Drinking is okay. Gambling, fine. Whatever. How's the Kraken Aces content going?
It's the best poker podcast in the world. Nothing's ever.
You're humble too.
It's never become a thing because Dave hates me, but it is a very good podcast, and it's well respected in the poker community. So that's what really matters, right?
It really is, though. I mean, you got, Negreanu and like top names who all know Nate Dogg is wild.
Yeah, no, I mean, we are the best. And there was like some fake poker awards where they all just suck each other's dicks, like Poker Media, and all the poker podcast of the year nominees were like, just leaving that off is just like ridiculous because obviously it's the best one. I was like, I don't care, like whatever. But no,
that's great though. I mean, that's the kind of that's what matters most, is trying to get something off the ground, is getting that like initial respect. So good on you for that. We're gonna slowly wrap up here, but I got one more question for Mark.
Wait, Mark, play along.
Get out of here. We're here to drink and eat with Grubhub. Do you feel like, from your point of view with OAR and just music in general, when this shit is over and everybody gets a green light to get crowds together and have a concert, I mean, that's going to have to be one of the best moments of your career, right? Like, are you guys even like managers are planning that, and are you getting ready for that? Because I would imagine, like, let's get our best venue, our hometown crowd, like this, that, and let's have, like a Woodstock moment where it's like, we're going to remember this forever.
That's a really great question, Kevin. I think where we're at right now is a very intense planning for 2021. We look at that year as our 25th anniversary as a band since Crazy Game of Poker essentially came out. We have some really big shows planned for that year, and we had some for this year, and we will still have shows at the end of this year. But our entire focus right now is, of course, on our families and everybody's health and happiness around us. But beyond that, for the business, we're absolutely focused on getting back on the road. We're absolutely focused on bringing people together. I really feel bad for bands who were just getting going. I mean, like, we feel lucky. We got something going that we know we can get out there and and reinvigorate it and get it going. But there's folks out there that were just getting started, or maybe they just caught a break on a tour, and this is a tough moment for that. So I'm really thinking a lot about these younger groups who might not have those chances again, because it really doesn't come that often. For us, we are looking forward to, and we have very, I guess, big plans to congregate a lot of people when it's safe to, and I'm always keeping my eye on that. But in the short term, just like you, we've all got friends and family who are out there, and some are suffering, and so it's a little bit of both. We're conscious of the fact that gathering crowds will not be a good idea probably until the very soonest, the fall.
Well, I mean, you guys always put on a fucking show, so I can't even imagine the vibe when you finally get all your people back out there and the cards are flying and people are going nuts. It's going to be a scene, man.
May I say that when we were celebrating our last release, I was so pleasantly surprised to see you guys at our album release event at Sony. Genuinely, because look, in this business, you have fucking every day you get invites, you have people expecting you to do things, or they are asking you to come maybe cover something, or in personally and business. The fact that y'all took time out to be there, you had your backpacks on, you were off work, you didn't have to come, you could have gone home. I thought that was really, really cool, man.
Yeah, listen, I don't do those things, but that one I was like, we're going.
That was awesome. Never gonna miss an OAR album release party. You can put a hashtag on it. That's hashtag Grubhub Pint, always at an OAR release party. It's a long one, but it'll catch, I think.
now, John, I heard at the top of the show that you had a wishbone, two bones to pick with.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Two, Mark. Two. One has to do with that night because of the hat.
Oh yeah.
Our video.
Well, that you are destined for movie greatness is what I believe, because not just the hat, it's the manner in which you wear it. You look like a movie star. Okay, go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah, the one was when we're shooting the video. Obviously, that's a little tough right now. So we can move on to number 2. Mark hit me with a K on text today. Just straight up hit me with a K.
Did you say something rude to him? Did you piss him off? Because that's just
and you know what makes it worse is my girlfriend is an exclamation point user, so I've slowly become one where I'm like, hell yeah, man, I'm excited, right? And I guess she's made me happy.
Hey.
And so I was like, fuck yeah, man, can't wait, just jump in the stream whenever. And he goes, K. I almost killed myself on the spot.
I like it. You know what? He's a fucking rock star. You're a nobody. You get the K, and that's it. You're lucky you got anything. You're lucky you got a single response.
You listen. Okay. You absolutely did not deserve that. And the reason I feel fucking bad is because for about a week, I was throwing K's over at my wife's text, like randomly. I would just be like, K. She's like, yo, can you grab this thing? And this girl, she's like the coolest person in the history of the world. Like she does not deserve that. And and then finally she goes, listen, if you ever fucking do that again, and she's like, yeah, I said, okay. Yep. So the fact that I threw one out today, I mean, I must have been distracted because I know that is a no-no. I know it's a no-no. And but I'm like 4,000 years old. You can't blame me for shit on the end.
But I promise you I wasn't personally offended. But I just wanted to save you. I guess I was saving you in case it ever crossed lines into people you shouldn't be K'ing.
Dude, you're funny because I knew. My wife.
Aside from his wife, Marc Roberge can K anybody he fucking wants. Okay, you keep K'ing until your heart's content. All right, pal.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right, man. We really appreciate you taking the time out. Stay safe. Mark, keep your family safe. And
you're playing on Sunday, right? On live?
Yeah, Sunday. Oh. I'm doing just from this chair right here, playing a bunch of songs and talking, telling stories. I'm getting a little bit better at it, trying to talk a bit. But I find that on those fucking things, just play the songs. It's really fun, and it made me feel better.
When we did the party you were talking about, and we got some color on the album and making the songs or whatever, it's very interesting stuff. I think people love to hear that, so I would keep that up.
We're doing that a little more, right? Because my girlfriend and I were supposed to go to see you at Cine Winery in Boston. What was that? Was it supposed to be earlier this month?
Yeah, exactly. Coming up,
and that was just going to be you, right?
Yeah. So I love getting out there, and it's my opportunity to just. I mean, look, this is how I started, just playing songs anywhere. I would play anywhere, Richard and I and Jerry and everybody, but I would go and play at any church, synagogue, front lawn, back lawn, house, party this, party that. And you have to kind of get your shit together and be able to have a good time for multiple hours. So that's for me is like, we call it in music shedding, you know, it's like you're working your stuff, just playing and just like you're there with the folks having a good time. I mean, I really love those shows. Those are some of my favorite experiences, especially Boston, obviously New York. But when I'm up in Boston, I have a lot of really great friends, amazing folks up in Boston. So for me, that's a real fun night as well. You know, I cut loose big time. And I was excited to hear that you were coming. I had some other interesting folks that were going to be coming too.
Well, as soon as it's safe to get back out there, we'll for sure be there. And that's what, Sunday night you said you're gonna be playing on live?
Yes, well, Sunday I do it at 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
because I feel like Sundays is 4 o'clock's basically night, you know.
Yeah, the time is just like whenever you want to play at this point.
Yeah. So
and this is on your IG or of Revolution?
Oh yeah. See, you're so professional.
Gotta get it out there. The people are asking. The people want to know.
So here's the thing. I was begging Mark. I was like, let's simulcast it on Barstool's homepage.
This is another
fine. Like that would be cool. The people will love it. You know, Mark is so humble. He's like, man, I don't know. I might not sound good. I was like, dude, for 25 years, people will love it. He goes, I don't know, man. It's just kind of like a low-key operation I'm doing in my kitchen. I was like, it's perfect. That's what the people want. And so then he does it, and he's doing Billy Joel cover, Down East Road, actually screaming, and it sounds so good. Awesome. I'm like, God damn it, this humble motherfucker. Let us simulcast it.
So, Nate, I owe you an apology, and I hate to drag your show on. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Nate, I owe you an apology because Nate was absolutely on my case. Like, listen, you should be playing songs and see what's doing, and let's
I was
do
bugging
something.
you for a bit.
Not bugging me, no. You were absolutely getting me to get off my ass and do something, and I just wasn't doing shit. And then all of a sudden on a Saturday night, I'm like, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and I didn't fucking tell Nate. And then he texted me right when I stopped, and he's like, hey, so are we doing that fucking thing? I'm like, oh shit. So I did kind of screw you over. So sorry, Nate.
No, I'm glad you did it on your own time. I was telling you to do it like a month ago, but you hadn't even like settled in with your kids yet. I was like, oh, people love it. You should do it. But you need to do it on your own time, and it turned out great.
Dude, a month ago, it was a mess over here, and I was texting Kevin trying to get some feedback on his world. I know, man. I'm glad to see you're feeling better, and Eric, Nate. I'm glad you're feeling. I could say Eric, but you know.
That's when you know you're real. Nate, Eric.
Yeah.
No, listen, everybody's doing better. I'm happy to hear your family's good too, and people would love to hear the music. So I think you should keep streaming it, whether it's on our shit or your stuff.
And
keep
just
it up.
On the OAR IG.
Yeah, Of a Revolution Instagram. We're gonna go live at 4 p.m. and Nate and I are cooking up a really good idea, trying to get some artists together to do something with Barstool, and I think it's gonna be really cool.
Awesome, man. We appreciate the time.
It's gonna be awesome.
Thank you,
Nate.
Nate.
Gentlemen.
We appreciate that. And thank you to Grubhub for making it happen. Make sure you support your local businesses and restaurants. Order through Grubhub. Use the hashtag FryNightPints or the promo code FryNightPints, and you'll get your discount. And we appreciate it. Thank you again, Mark. And thanks, Grubhub. We'll see you guys next Friday for another edition of Friday Night Pints.
Thank you so much, Mark. Peace, Nate.
See y'all. Thank you so much, guys.
Nate.